Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Destined Life, a podcast about achieving the life that God has planned for you. We discuss topics like God, church, relationships, finance, health, and so much more. And I'm your host, Destiny Harris. And today we have two special guests. We have Cameron Wright and Cindy Saman. Y'all can say hello to the listeners.
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, will you all please introduce yourselves? Let them know a little bit about you. What do you do? Cameron,
Hi.
you want to go first?
Oh, sorry about that. Hi, I'm Cameron Wright. I am from Central Florida. I am a sophomore English major and playwriting minor from Howard University.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Cindy, and I'm a health science and business major minor, and I'm from Central Florida as well.
Yes. Let me go back over here. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to play a little game of Would You Rather. Are y'all willing to play? Yes? Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
All right, so we're going to play Would You Rather. So the question is, would you rather move to a new city or town every week or never be able to leave the city or town you were born in?
Oh my gosh.
Whoever wants to go first. I know, it's a lot. Do you want me to repeat the question?
A homebody. But yeah, I know I would miss out on all the experiences and all the countries that I've visited, and I know it'd be such like it's so sad to leave all those memories, but I don't like to pack, so I have to stay home.
I get that. You, Cameron, what's your answer?
So personally, I would like to travel. I'll go to a new town every week. I love exploring new things. I love meeting new people. And that's one of the reasons I decided to go to college out of state, because I wanted a new experience. I love museums, festivals, food. Just love being out there.
Awesome.
I think I would have to agree with you, Cameron, because my town, I can go. Yes. Because I like all the places I've been to and just say I've never been there. Like, I'm a person, I like to go out and explore. But I think it'll be hard though when I get settled down and I have kids, like moving every week. Like, I like stability, I do. But then I also like exploring. So I don't know. I think I would move every week just so I can see everything, because I want to travel the world. So I don't know. I think I'll move every week. So that's my answer. I'm so happy to have you all today when we y'all are doing a lot of great things. Both y'all are in school, y'all are going after some really big, I don't know, y'all are really going after it, just exploring and doing great things. So when you're trying to do great things, there are times you will put it off. There are times that you will say, I don't feel like it, and just when you have those things on your to-do list, so you keep, just ignoring it and doing other stuff like watching television, mine is listening to music, whatever it is, you'll just say, I'll do it later. And that brings us to our next segment, which is I'll do it tomorrow, which is actually the title of our episode today. I'll do it tomorrow. Many times we say that when we have something to do, when we have something that, we may not feel like doing, or we're just tired of it, whatever it is, we always just keep putting it off. And the Destined Life is about going after things that God has asked you to do, to go after, new things, great things, and to be able to pursue it and keep working. You have to have good work ethic. You can't just keep putting stuff off. So today we're talking about procrastination. We're talking about being lazy. We're talking about it all today. So before we get started, I want to ask you all, what are you all doing right now? Or do you all have any personal projects or anything that you may be doing right now? Cindy, you can go first.
So I'm currently on the pre-med track, and I'm working on getting some experience at a doctor's office. And then I'm also applying for some internships for the summer to get more experience as well, and working on my fun food page. It's like so much fun. I post recipes and health and lifestyle tips. So that's what I've been doing right now.
That sounds really cool. So you have a food page. Do you like cook? Like,
yes.
you do a lot of recipes and stuff.
Yes.
Can you say a little bit more about like what do you post?
Sure. So I mean my niche is like smoothies and like healthy, easy recipes. So things that are really quick to do and look really fun and inspire people to want to eat healthier.
That's really good. So you're about eating healthier foods. I think that goes perfect with you saying that you're in medical school, doing medical stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds really great. Cameron, what are your personal projects? What are you going after?
Okay, so right now I'm trying to decrease my workload a little bit because it was a rough semester being quarantined. So
Yes.
because I'm on winter break, I'm doing a lot of reading. I'm trying to find scholarships, updating my resume, and I'm doing a lot of journaling. So with my journaling, I just reflect on what's going on in my life and everything around us. And it's one of my creative outlets to help me just stay stable.
Yes. That sounds really good. So when are times did you say I'll do it tomorrow? Cameron, if you want to say, because I know you just talked about having a hard semester and it being really rough with quarantine and stuff. This was really hard on everybody, whether it comes to work or just anything. It's just been really hard. So how have you said I'll do it tomorrow? Have you procrastinated, if you have?
So I'm definitely not proud of this, but when it came to my assignments, I was doing some of them a little last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually have my assignments finished a day or two before they're actually due. But I got caught up in the moment of quarantine. Like I was tired, I was annoyed, I was just wanting a break. So I used to say, I'll do it the next day. And then it ended up being the day that I was due. And I finished the assignments, but they weren't the best way I wanted them to be.
Right. Right. So I feel like procrastination, because people say, well, I still get it done by the time of it, but it's not the best quality. And people wonder why they don't get what they want, because the quality is just, it's lacking. It's horrible, and there have been so many times where I've turned in stuff late, or I've just done stuff last minute. Cause I do music and I do singing and stuff. And there are times that I have actually tried to learn the song the day of. And then when I went up, it was horrible. It was just not okay. So you got to make sure you put it to work. And I kept putting it out. What you got, Sydney? Is there anything that you may have procrastinated on during this time that you kind of put out? Let us in on what you have.
So I totally agree with Cameron. It was a very tough semester and I put too much on my plate, and that's okay to say. And I definitely did. I had 5 classes and 2 part-time jobs, and I just was I got this huge planner, it's like this big, and trying to schedule my whole life. But, procrastination always gets in the way. And I had the same problem. Like I would have an assignment due the next day and I would literally do it the hour before. I mean, I got it in, but it was not to the quality that I wanted it to be.
Yeah. Yes. Quality. That was a big word. That's because I'm a person, I love quality. I love when things are right. Even when it comes to this podcast right here, like y'all know I've been talking to y'all about doing this for a while, and I'm just a person, I like for things to look good when they come out. I don't want to put out just any old thing. So quality is a huge thing for me. So when you talk about putting stuff off and people say they procrastinate stuff, I feel like it's important to ask yourself why. How do you do this? How do you procrastinate? How do you say I'll do it tomorrow through your actions? So for me, I know that when I have something to do, I will put it off by listening to music. I'll start listening to music. I'll start watching television, or I'll be on social media, which is just really not okay. Because I'll be on social media, like I'll say, oh, I'm just going to look for a little bit. And then it turns out to be this whole day thing. And I've seen like everybody's posts that they'd have posted all day. And it's just not okay. So Cindy, can you tell me, how do you procrastinate? How do you put stuff off?
So what I kind of tell myself, instead of saying like I'll do it tomorrow, the way I talk to myself is like when I'm tired, or that I'll be like, when I have more time. That's a really big one. That was a really big one for me. So it's like when I'll have more time, or when I'm really tired and it's later at night, that's when I'll be like, I'll do it tomorrow. It's like, when I'm tired, I just cannot function. So, and another one is when I'm watching TV, because when I'm watching TV, I get lazy. I'm sitting on the couch and I just don't want to get up. And that's like the worst situation you want to put yourself in. That's not a productive place. That's not a productive like surroundings or anything. You know, it's just not a good place to put yourself in.
And have you figured out why? Like, why do you keep doing this? Like, why is this cycle? Because it could kind of be like a cycle. Like, every time you just like, oh, yeah, I know I need to do this, but then you end up doing the same thing. Like, you know, watching television and stuff. So do you know why? Why is it?
Yes. So I actually figured it out this semester. And the reason why I can still procrastinate, even when having a full on schedule, is because I'm lacking discipline. And I think a lot of people don't even think that that's the reason, or they don't find that as kind of like the root cause or the cause of why you're procrastinating. But it's because I'm lacking discipline in a certain, or just in my life in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Cameron, how do you procrastinate? Are you procrastinating?
Well, so for my major, it's very creative. So it's a lot of writing. And I have writer's block. So to deal with that, I start procrastinating on things. So I will also turn on Netflix. I'll go on Instagram. And I'll tell myself, it's okay. I need this break. I need to free my mind. It'll be fine. And I'll just watch one episode of a show I've already watched a million times. So I'll watch that one episode and then I'll keep letting it play until I at least finish the season. And it's not really healthy at all, but I know
Mm-hmm.
that it's procrastination and it's hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, so have you figured out why? Like, why do you keep going back to Netflix? Like,
um,
how?
it's stressful, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like when I'm stressed out, I just want something that isn't stressful at that moment. So for me, that would be Netflix or Instagram.
Yeah, I felt like during the quarantine, Netflix was our best friend. It's everybody's best friend. Everybody was talking about it all the time. Everybody was watching all the great shows and just movies that you probably wouldn't have watched if we weren't in quarantine. But you watched all of it. Like, I remember someone posted, like, I think I finished Netflix today. And it was just like, yes, I definitely understand. So speaking of quarantine, because I know we said that multiple times, saying this is, we just got out of 2020 and 2020 was something for everybody. It definitely was. And we all had to go through the staying in our homes and stuff. And you talked about it a little bit, Cameron, when you were talking about being in quarantine during that time. How did you deal with the quarantine? Like, how was that? Did it help your procrastination, or did it make it better? Like, what?
Quarantine definitely it increased the amount of times I procrastinated because when I'm on campus, I have a routine and I'm following that routine. I'll go to class, do work, get lunch, go to another class, and then do more work and then hang out. But with
Mm-hmm.
quarantine, it's like I'm home. I've never
Mm-hmm.
been like home like this before, other than like maybe middle school. And I always had some activity to do right after school. So this is like, I don't know what to do with my time. I'm just always here.
Yeah, I get that. So you, Cindy, how's the quarantine helped you in any way, or was it just a burden? Like, let me know.
Quarantine was a ride. It was something, I took the summer off from classes, and I found out that without structure in your life, it's just a mess because, I was in my pajamas all day or something like things like that. Like I was just, I just realized how important having a structure, some type of schedule in your life could change so many things. Like with a structured schedule, I was able to start working out again and eating better and focusing on my health mentally and all that stuff. Um, and having that like a structure in your schedule allows you to have a normal bedtime and a normal wake up time. But TikTok was like, hi, it was like the
Yes, I remember
fame.
that. It was like, yes, it was everywhere. It's like, oh my gosh, I never downloaded it ever. I don't
Good.
know. I guess because it was always on Instagram, so I would just watch it on there and be like, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I know quarantine has been a lot on everybody, and a lot of people, I feel like in some way, for a lot of people, it was a really good thing 2020, even though 2020 was hard still, but it really helped people to push forward and start going after things that they may have never, went after before, just really good. And I feel like it really pushed people to want to do more. Like, I felt like for me, I talked to you all about this the other day, and how at the beginning of the quarantine, I was getting up at like 4 a.m. like every day. 4 a.m. And that is not the time I would usually wake up. I would always wake up at a different time. And I would, I would wake up at 4 a.m. I would read my word. I would go after, start writing in my notebook. Like, I was really planning stuff out, like just really feeling accomplished at the end of the day. And then I feel like towards, later in 2020, that's when I was just like, I think I'll stay in bed. And I would get up at like 1 or 2, or not that late, but I'll get up late, and then I just wasn't as accomplished. And I was just like, God, please just take me back. I felt like I just needed help. So I feel like it's been good on some people, and then it's been bad on others. But I feel like a lot of people in 2020, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but a lot of people have started new businesses, and they've been going after things that they've never gone after before. And they were just like, might as well. Have y'all seen that, or have you done that? Gone after new things, or try, or just said, I'm gonna just go for it. Have y'all? Any Cameron, if you want to first. Yeah.
So for me, I consider 2020 like stolen time. So I haven't seeked out any like new business ideas or anything, but I have been reconnected with friends. So like my old friends
wow.
I grew up with, I'm back with them. It's stolen time. I mean, that was one great thing that the quarantine did bring back. The whole
Oh yeah, I definitely understand that. I know with my family, we hung out so much. I feel like it definitely brought our family closer together. That was just an amazing thing. Sydney, was there anything like good that came out of 2020, out of the quarantine and stuff, that may have helped you when it like maybe you got out the new projects, or whatever?
Yeah, for sure. Even though 2020 had its downs, it definitely had its ups. So during the quarantine, I actually started my own health and beauty business, and this inspired me to create a 30-day challenge in the summertime. And because I was in a mental fog, or like I was in a fog myself during that quarantine, and once I worked myself out of it, I realized there's so many other people struggling with the same fog. So what I did was started like a 30-day health challenge in the summertime, and just realized that I don't need to wait to be a doctor to help people. I can do it right now. And that's what quarantine really taught me after doing that challenge. And so yeah, it was actually really good.
You just went after. You said, I don't have to have the degree. I can start now. That's a word right there. You don't have to have a degree. You can just go ahead and start. So when it comes, so we're talking about procrastination. We're talking about putting things off, and y'all talking about starting new projects and all that jazz. How do you combat procrastination? Like, how do you stop yourself from wanting to watch Netflix, or wanting to, me, I know I like to listen to music, or, be on social media. How do you combat that? How do you say no to that? So Cameron, can you tell me how do you combat those things?
So at one point during the semester, I had to delete Netflix and I had to log out of all my Instagram's account because it was very distracting, and I knew I needed to spend more time on things that, like my work, it needed to be done. I also had to get a planner, like Cindy said. I set alarms every so often, like, okay, I need to move to this work now, or that work, I need to do this and that. And I also had like a mental calendar in my head of what I was going to do that day. So on Mondays, I would focus on English and history class. On Tuesday, it would just be biology and mythology. And I would just do that. So having a structure, having time works perfectly.
So being like, I feel like, planning ahead of time and having a to-do list. I know I'm a person, every morning I like to have a to-do list, just a thing. I feel like that helps so much. And I don't know about y'all, but it feels so good when I'm able to just check it off that I've already done it. And it's like finished. That is the best feeling ever. Like, I don't know. It's something to me, and it makes me so happy. Sydney, how do you combat procrastination?
So this is a really tough one, but something I learned from Tony Robbins. He's an amazing motivational speaker, and he's super smart on anything personal development, is that when you're kind of in that place sitting on that couch and you're like, I don't want to do anything, I'm so comfortable right now, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. He says to change your physical state. So when you change your physical state, like you start jumping up, you start getting excited and moving your body physically, that's going to change your mental state. So playing a fun song, doing something like that is how I can get back into the motivational point to start working on whatever I need to work on again.
Yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. I feel like it's one thing I know from my sister. Whenever she does homework, she knows that she can't work well at the house. Like if she's at home, she's not going to be able to work. So she actually goes to like a bookstore or go to like a coffee shop or something to go work. And I realize that it's very helpful. I get so much more work done when I'm at the school, when I'm actually in the library, than I do at home. Because at home, there's so many distractions. There's TV, there's the bed, there's the refrigerator. And then it's not even that you're hungry. It's just the fact that it's there. You just kind of walk in and you're like, oh, what's in here? And you look in the cabinet. And next thing you know, you're eating and wonder why like all this weight is coming on. And you're just like, what's happening? I don't know. Anyway, but a lot of people have done that during this quarantine. They've just been eating and just going out. And I feel like it's really hard. So we talked about these feelings of wanting to procrastinate and stuff. Have any of you all ever gotten to like the root of it? Like figured out what exactly is causing this? So like when we say when we want to put off things, I know for me it could be fear. Like when it came to the podcast, I felt like one of the reasons why it took me so long for it to come out was because I felt like I low-key didn't think I could do it. I don't feel like I could do it. I don't feel like I can be that. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So my thing was fear. It was fear. And then it was also laziness. And then it was also just my confidence wasn't up. I didn't want other people to say stuff about me, to see it and be like, oh, what is she doing? I was just also scared about that. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. So have you all gotten down to like the root of the problem? Like what exactly is the reason for me not wanting to do this? So Cameron, can you tell me what exactly was the reason for you not, finishing your work on time or whatever?
So for me, I had a feeling like I was just overwhelmed with everything. It felt like everything was going on at once. I would have all these assignments just pile up all at once. All my professors are grading things at once. I'm emailing them back and forth for office hours. It was just a lot going on. But for me, I had to remember what I was fighting for. I had to remember that what I wanted for my future isn't impossible. I have to keep fighting, and I have to make a mental note of my long-term goals.
Oh, I like that.
Yes, Cindy. Cindy, how did you get to the root? I mean, what is the root of your problem?
It's actually, I'm working on figuring it out, but to go off of Cameron's a little bit, it's, I had to really believe in myself and know that I can do med school. It's like such a big thing for me. And I think, that's kind of where some of my procrastinating comes from in my academics. Cause it's such like a big challenge. And it's like, why am I even doing these courses if I'm never going to make it in? So I guess a little bit of that fear, a little bit of that worry or self, or not believing in yourself, things like that. Kind of were the reason. And then as well, I touched a little bit before, was discipline. What I also realized this semester, it's like, if you don't have discipline, you're not going to get up and you're not going to make those decisions to start working on it and sit down and stay sitting until the assignment's finished.
Yes, and that's a really hard thing for me to do. So we have all these things. So when we talk about, I know you all were saying you got, Cameron, I believe you said you got rid of Netflix. You had to sign out and all of these things. And I think that has to do with your surroundings. So when it comes to your surroundings and different things that keep you motivated, what is that? What around you keeps you motivated? What do you have to keep around you to keep you going and saying, I'm going to finish my assignments. I'm going to go after these other personal projects. I know, Cindy, you have an Instagram page, to keep keep posting, because I know for me it's hard for me to keep posting. It's not a thing. I had to really work on that. So when it comes to that, like, what are things that you keep around and you keep motivated, Cameron?
So for me, it's the people. So every time I was having a really stressful time in school, I would FaceTime somebody. I'd be like, hey, what are you doing today? And we would just talk and talk. And then we would talk about our schoolwork. And we'll say, okay, we're going to call each other at 8 a.m. and we're going to work together. And we're going to have a little study group. Even though we go to different universities, we knew that we needed each other. Like, I had to have a support group around me. So my support group, it really kept me for this quarantine semester. It was, couldn't have done it without them.
Yes. Cindy,
Yeah.
what do you keep around you?
Actually, I did the same exact thing as Cameron because I need people to study. There was a point in the semester where I was like, I can't stay by myself anymore. I just need people. We're social beings. So I, in both my business and in my academics, I would do like a study hall, or I would do like a power hour, and I would surround myself with people who are also working really hard. And they say the 5 people that you surround yourself with is like how you're going to be, or like who you are, kind of thing. So I would try to surround myself with people who were hardworking and really wanted to, succeed in this semester.
Yes, my father, he said, he always says this. He says, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you need to change circles. If you're the richest person in your circle, you need to change circles, and I always make sure I do that. Of course, it's okay to have people who may be lacking in something. I feel like all of us, there's something that we may be strong in that someone else may be weak in, and there's some things that you may be strong in that I may be weak in, and we can help each other, but we got to be able to pour into each other. You can't constantly be pouring into others. So I think that is a really good point, about your circle and making sure that you have the right people around you. Which brings me to my next question. Are there any things that you had to let go of? We talked about people. Are there any people or any things that you had to like let go of and say, I can't with this anymore? Cindy?
So I had to make a few sacrifices. I deleted TikTok. I had to take a step back from my health page because I made a commitment to take this big workload of school, and that had to be my top priority. So I had to make some sacrifices, and I actually took a step back. I'm learning guitar and I love music. So I took a step back on that too, because to be honest, I really just couldn't make the time for it. And I understood it was school was a priority. So yeah, it was kind of sad.
Yeah, Cameron, are there any things that you had to let go of or people?
So I did have to let go of some people, but this was before quarantine. So before everything went crazy, I needed to make sure my mental health was okay. And I knew sometimes the people I was around weren't really good for my mental health. So I didn't let them go completely, but I just limited my contact with them. So I know that when it comes to a certain moment and I need them, they might be there. But if they're not, it's okay. Like, I still have other people, but I have to move on a little bit.
Right. I know that can be hard. When you all talking about like letting go of people, like how did you let go of those people? Like, I know you say you limited their time, but like I feel like it's kind of hard to let go of people nicely. I know for me, there are certain people that I realize that I just can't be in contact with you anymore. And I don't want to be rude about it, like, oh, I can't talk to you. But like, it's just like, I just realized you're not good for me. So how did you do it nicely and just kind of walk away?
So yeah, I think that's Cameron's question.
Go ahead.
Both of y'all can answer. It's cool. How do you like properly let go of someone?
So, there definitely is a proper way to let go of someone. You don't want to just be like, oh my gosh, I don't like you anymore. You're not good for me. You're out of my life. That's definitely going to hurt someone's feelings. And you always want to be conscious of other people's feelings and their perspectives. So the way I kind of let someone go is just gradually you grow apart. You start working on the things that you want to do, and it's just going to slowly happen. You're going to grow apart. You just don't really text them anymore, and it just happens. And hopefully they're okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Have you, okay, so I know you say you kind of fizzled with, has there ever been a time where you had to tell somebody you're not good for me, or like just confront them about that, or what?
I don't know.
Have
Cam,
y'all?
do you have someone?
Ooh, no. For me, it was mostly mutual. Like we both felt that we were like different now, so just went with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would still text her if she needs help or something like that, but it was mutual. I never
Yeah.
had to go up and say, "Hey, we're not friends anymore," you know?
That's like the worst. I feel like I've always been good with kind of like fizzling out, like just kind of like, okay, you know, we're not. And then they just slow, and then they realize they're like, we don't talk as much. Why don't we talk as much? And you know, I hate that. I don't want to tell anybody that, but I've had to tell people like, you need to be better. You need to, I have no problem like I feel like us three, we have no problem with telling each other like, come on now, you need to go do this, or you need to go after, or stop all of that, being sad. You need to come on, get it together. I feel like it can be really hard, and it can be harsh sometimes, and sometimes it hurts, to let go of somebody. I know we always talk about like, when they talk about breakups, between, when you're dating somebody, you have to break up with someone, and it can be really hard. But friendship breakups, I feel like, are the worst. Those, because if you like, you be knowing them forever, you hang out with them. Those are the people you go out, you go talk to when you go through a breakup, and then you go and you're like, they're not even there. So like, how do you all deal with like friendship breakups? Have you all ever had that, and how do you move on from that?
Those are really tough.
Yeah.
It can be so hard. It's just like, it's very difficult. I know. Have you all ever been through that in a way, like a friendship breakup where you had to totally like let them go completely, and then it's like, man, I really, really miss them, where you felt really, really sad, and it was like a process. Have
Yeah.
y'all ever been through that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it was really hard. Like she knew everything about me. We were like that. Like, oh, it's hard to deal with at first, but sometimes it's for the better. And like if
Yeah.
it's real true friendship, they'll come back to you or you'll go back to her. Just depending,
Mm-hmm.
it's at different points of your life. So sometimes you'll come back to each other, sometimes you won't.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something you have to realize as you're growing up. Yeah, Cindy, how did you have to go through that, like a friendship
Yeah.
breakup, and yeah.
I've gone through a couple. They're really, really tough because like you really grow to like love someone, like your friends, like you really love them, and like they're your companion, And when you lose that, it's kind of just like you're all by yourself. It's like, what do I do now? And so you kind
Mm-hmm.
of have to like relearn how to live your life again without this person. So it's really tough, but just know that life is full of, I don't want to say there's so many fish in the sea. Not
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
but
Yeah.
God has a plan for you and will bring you the people that you desire. Like if you desire hardworking, motivational people that support you and appreciate you, that's what you're gonna get. So sure enough, they came and I had that group of friends, and I was so thankful that even though I lost this person, I gained a great group of people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's really good. I felt like now I'm kind of going through a thing where there's some people that that I'm trying to let go of, but I don't know how to. I want to do it properly. I feel like you don't have to always let go of someone completely. There's just some people that like maybe you all don't need to be as close, and you realize that it's like that. But it can be harsh, and it's just like, I really miss you. I want you to be close, but I realize that it hurts. It actually hurts to be worse. So like, you need to be a little distant. So I know we were talking about procrastination. We kind of went off a little bit, but we were talking about procrastination and stuff. And I want to set a goal for this week. So you all can go. Cameron, if you want to go first, what is your goal for this week?
So for this week, I have decided that I want to finish reading a book at least.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look for at least one scholarship, and I need to update my writing skills, my personal journals. I need to see my progress over time. It's always great to look back and see how you were before and how you are now. So I'm just going to
Mm-hmm.
reflect on what my writing was last semester and now look at it now and see what I can do better.
Yeah, that's really good. Cindy, what is your goal for this week?
So this week I'm working, or actually my goals for this year as well. I'm working on doing the 5 a.m. club, which is a humongous step for me after this quarantine of having terrible sleeping habits. So I'm working on the 5 a.m. club and I'm gradually getting there. So I'll be waking up consistently at 6 a.m. to get my work done before my job. I have a seasonal job right now that I'm doing. So I just want to get all that work done before then. And then for academic wise stuff, I'm going to be working on my internship, just kind of getting my letter of recommendations and things like that. And yeah, and just being consistent with my gym schedule and things like that.
That's good. So I know y'all have some big goals this week. A lot, really. How are y'all going after that? How are y'all gonna start that and just say I'm gonna go for it? How are y'all doing that?
I'm starting today.
Oh, good. That's good. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
Literally.
Yes, that's good. So you're starting today. You're just gonna go after. How are you? Which goal is it gonna be? All your goals you're starting today? Do you have like a plan written out, or is it just kind of you're just winging it? Like what's going on?
Yes. So in my big planner, I have time blocked my day for today. So I'm going to be working on my application, and that's like my main goal focus of today is working on that internship application. And then tomorrow I'm going to be starting the 6 a.m. and doing the workout gym schedule and then the work whole thing. So yeah, I have to take it subject by subject or like thing by thing because I'll get overwhelmed otherwise.
Yes, I get that. That's really good. Cameron, how are you going after your goals for this week?
So for me, I'm not like Cindy. I can't wake up at 5 a.m. So I'm gonna go to like 8:15 a.m. That's about as best it's gonna get this week. And so in the mornings, I'm gonna look for scholarships and I'm gonna go over my essays. And I'm gonna do that until about 11, take a break for lunch. And then the rest of the day, I'm gonna go back into reading and writing to see what else I need to do.
Yeah. That's great. I'm really proud of you all. Y'all going after, y'all just going after it. And that for this month, in case you all don't know, but this month for this podcast, our we have a monthly declaration, and our monthly declaration for this month, our declaration is going for it. Just go for it. And that's why I've been saying that a lot because that's just in my head right now, and I'm going for this podcast. I'm going for, social media. I'm going for it. I'm just going for the things that I believe that God has asked me to do. And I'm going to just go for it, and if people don't like it, that's okay. Somebody out there wants this. Somebody needs to hear this. So I feel like it's important for you to go through, to just go for it. So before we go, I want to ask you all if you all can leave our audience with a little snack, a little something, a little word of encouragement for them. For those people out there who may be procrastinating, who are probably putting out those projects or maybe feeling fear or anxiety about going after something and they just need a word of encouragement, can you all give them something? So Cindy, if you can give us a little word of encouragement.
Yeah, so before I give my words of encouragement, I just want to say to everyone that you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. And so when we were talking about the 5 a.m. thing, I have never woken up that early, and I didn't even think it was possible for me. So whatever you put your mind to, you can do. But my quote for the day is phenomenal plus inconsistency equals average. So it doesn't matter how amazing you are at something, or it doesn't matter how not amazing you are at something. If you're not consistent with your goals and your actions, you will not get anywhere. So if you have goals that you're working on, you need to be consistent with them. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start today.
Yes. So can you help me with something? I know you're saying consistency. People struggle with consistency.
For
Is
sure.
there a way for you to help them to be more consistent?
So having a daily method of operation is the perfect way to stay consistent, because you start your day, like for example, my daily method of operation is after I wake up, I'll write down declarations or affirmations, do 5 minutes of quiet time, and then write down my fears as well. Then I like reaffirm myself that it's okay. So once I have that schedule going that I set each day, it allows me to maintain focused on my goals, and like be like, okay, today I do my live on Instagram. Today, did I post yet? No. Okay, I need to do that. And it's like, you don't want any day to go by unless you've done what you need to do. Because if you miss a day, you could have missed a ton that day. It doesn't matter. But it's all like little pieces. Like, look, if you start right here and then you get to this point, it takes a ton of little steps to get to this point. So if you don't take each day and stay consistent and you keep doing what you're doing, you're never going to get to this top point. Does that make sense?
Yes. I get that. Thank you. That's very helpful, because I'm that advice is actually for me. I don't know if you know that, but it's for me, because I struggle with consistency sometimes, and I'm like, God, please just help me, because if I was more consistent, oh my gosh, where I would be right now. But I'm trying to get better at it. So yes, it's really hard.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing I think would help you as well, and everybody, is that you don't need to be perfect. You know, a lot of times I struggle with posting because it wasn't perfect. And that's something I struggle with, but it's consistency over perfection.
Yes. Consistency over perfection. I like that. Cameron, is there anything that you can leave our audience with?
So my thing is live with memories, not dreams. So basically it means go after what you want. And if things don't go the way you want them to go, you learned a lesson. It's not a mistake. So you just try again and find a different way to go.
Yes. Can you clarify what you mean by that?
So living with memories and not dreams means going for what you want, and don't live in the what if moment, saying, what if I would have did this path instead of that one? It's just doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just do it. Just go for it. Our declaration. Okay, so good. I love that. I love it. You all, okay, so unfortunately, we're going to the end of this episode for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for being here. Cameron and Cindy, y'all were amazing. Y'all have given me a lot of advice, and I'm very sure that our listeners have gotten a lot of advice and help and encouragement to be able to go throughout this week and, be ready on this great Friday. Today is Friday, and a lot of them are, it's the end of the week. They may have had a hard week and they need just a little something to push through, for Saturday and Sunday. And I'm so happy that you all are here and that you all have given so much to them. And I'm so proud of you all for going after all the projects that you all are going after and helping others and just going for it. Yes. So before I want you all to let our listeners know how they can find you, where they can get to know you, whatever. Cameron, if you want to go first, let them know.
So the best way to contact me is through Instagram at CameronJW_. That's my personal account, but I also have a photography account at picture.this.c. Sorry. So if you ever want to hit me up, hit me up.
Sydney?
Yeah, so you can find me. The best account that I would love to share with you is Blend It Like Cindy on Instagram. And then in my bio, you can find the other platforms that I'm on, like Facebook, Instagram, and I'm working on expanding to more. But that's where you'll find all my fun recipes, and you can join my 30-day challenge.
And what's the 30-day challenge?
Right. So I'm just like I did in the summer, I'm doing another January challenge. And so it's like to start your 30-day goals. My sister's in the background. It's like to set yourself straight for the 30 days, or set yourself straight for the year. So the group's called 30 Days to Consistency and Dedication. So it doesn't mean we're not going to start with consistency, but we're going to, at the end of the 30 days, have that. And we're going to have like fitness, motivation posts, goal setting, nutrition, things to guide you and keep you accountable throughout the 30 days.
That sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. If you all are wondering, if you all are watching us on YouTube, I will have all of the information down below. For those of you all who are listening on the actual podcasting, you can watch this also on YouTube if you want to see these beautiful faces and see what they look like. You can watch them there, and it should be available for you. I want to thank you all coming again. Thank you all so much for being here, and I also want to say thank you to our listeners for listening in on today on this great Friday. Thank you so much for being here. I am asking that you all please subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to you can also follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Facebook, and you can also subscribe to the Destined Life YouTube channel. Yes. So, and as always, we want you all to be here every Friday because we're going after our destined life this year. That's what we're doing. We're going for it. That's our declaration right now. We're going for it. Yes. So before we go, I want to remind you to choose today to live your best life, which is the destined life. And God bless. I'll see you all next Friday. Thank you so much, Cameron and Cindy. Bye.
Thanks, Destiny.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
It still says
Oh my gosh.
recording.
There was one part where I like forgot what we were talking about, and I just kind of went on, and I was like, I hope this is good.
One part y'all got me. I was like, oh wait, I'm supposed to answer this.
I know. I was like,